waking up every morning to a crimson sunrise, not on Earth, but on a different world entirely, where the sky is tinted orange, the air is unbreathable, and a minor mistake could cost you your life. Sounds like a sci-fi flick, right? But for Elon Musk, it's more than just fiction. It's a mission that might just be the most ambitious human endeavor in history. He envisions a future where humanity becomes a multi-planetary species, where Mars isn't just a distant dot in the night sky, but a new home for millions. With SpaceX, he's laying the groundwork to launch 1 million people to the Red Planet using a fleet of reusable rockets. But is this dream of a Martian utopia genuinely about survival? Or is there something else he's not telling us? While the headlines rave about interplanetary colonization and SpaceX fans chant, "To Mars or bust," the reality on the ground, or rather on the dust-laden plains of Mars, is far grimmer than it appears. Behind the inspirational tweets and dramatic keynote speeches lies a series of chilling truths that don't get nearly enough attention. Today, we'll uncover what Elon Musk hasn't said outright about Mars, what might be lurking beneath the surface, quite literally, and whether we're heading toward a hopeful new beginning or a highly risky gamble against nature itself. It's easy to get swept up in the glamour of space colonization. We grew up watching Star Trek and The Martian, dreaming about sipping coffee inside a dome with a view of Olympus Mons. Elon Musk has leveraged that imagination, painting Mars as a blank slate for human greatness. And there's good reason for the excitement. Mars has some critical advantages: gravity that's strong enough to maintain muscle and bone mass, frozen water beneath the surface, and days that are only 40 minutes longer than Earth's. It's no paradise, but in the harsh lineup of Venus, the Moon, or Europa, Mars seems like the most manageable option. But this dream is also laced with selective storytelling. What gets skipped is the sheer cost, not just in money, but in lives and sustainability. So what aren't we being told? Elon Musk isn't blind to Mars's hazards. He has openly said people will likely die in the first waves. What he doesn't spell out clearly enough, however, is just how extreme the dangers really are. Let's dive deeper. Radiation, for one, is more than just a problem, it's a life-altering threat. Without a magnetic field, Mars is exposed to solar flares and cosmic rays that would blast human DNA apart over time. You'd need over 1 meter of lead or several meters of Martian soil to stay safe. So unless we're living in deep caves or underground bunkers, long-term survival is questionable. And then there's the soil. On Earth, we think of soil as alive. On Mars, it's toxic. It contains perchlorates, chemicals harmful to the thyroid and nervous system. Imagine trying to grow food in that. Even if you import Earth microbes and organic matter, the risk of poisoning yourself from your own crops is very real. The atmosphere is 96% CO2 and less than 1% the pressure of Earth's. If your helmet cracks or a dome leaks, it's not suffocation, it's explosive decompression. Your blood would literally boil. And don't get us started on dust. The electrostatic Martian dust could corrode electronics, clog joints, and cause lung damage if inhaled. It's not just annoying, it's deadly. Why then would anyone sign up for this suicide mission? Part of the answer lies in psychology. Throughout history, humanity has always been drawn to the idea of the frontier. From the Polynesian voyagers to the European settlers, we chase what's over the horizon. Sometimes it ends in glory, sometimes it ends in disaster. We also crave meaning. Earth feels overcrowded, politically unstable, and ecologically threatened. Musk's Mars plan offers a sense of hope, an epic story to believe in. It makes us feel part of something bigger. And Musk is no fool. He knows how to appeal to that yearning. But the concern is, are we being sold an ideal while the brutal realities are conveniently downplayed? Let's go back in time. Think of the Jamestown settlers in 1607. They came seeking fortune and freedom, but they arrived unprepared, faced disease, food shortages, harsh winters, and within a year, 80% were dead. Does that sound like a model we want to repeat? Or take a modern example, Biosphere 2. In the early 1990s, a group of scientists attempted to live in a sealed ecosystem for 2 years in Arizona. They had soil, water, air, and plants. And yet, it was a catastrophe. Oxygen dropped dangerously low, insects infested crops, and psychological breakdowns occurred. Now imagine doing that on Mars, with no way out. Even the most advanced tech doesn't account for the unknowns. The COVID-19 pandemic taught us how quickly systems can fail. Now apply that unpredictability to Mars, a place where replacement parts take 7 months to arrive. Forget the sleek sci-fi domes. A real Mars colony would look more like a mining base. Claustrophobic, dimly lit, heavily shielded, and constantly under repair. Most of the population would likely never see sunlight directly. Farming would occur in pressurized underground greenhouses. Food would be limited to high-efficiency crops like potatoes, wheatgrass, and algae. Forget apples and steaks. Entertainment, limited. Privacy, nearly non-existent. Psychological strain, enormous. And yet, humans adapt. The Antarctic research bases provide a small-scale look at what isolated survival looks like. People do survive in extreme environments, but scaling that up to 1 million people, that's not a settlement. It's a social experiment of unprecedented scale. So is Elon Musk hiding something? Not exactly, but he's definitely glossing over some critical, perhaps existential, challenges. His focus is on inspiration and engineering. The rest, the psychology, ethics, politics, environmental cost, is left vague. The takeaway here is not that Mars is a bad idea. It might be necessary, but it's not the utopia being sold. If we don't have honest conversations about the risks, we may repeat the worst parts of human history, not the best. The dream of Mars should push us, not to escape Earth, but to treasure it more. We should clean up our planet not because we fear staying, but because we want to go to Mars for the right reasons. Not out of desperation, but out of bold vision and responsible planning.